everyone, and welcome to this episode of Haxball Tactical Analysis. Today we'll be analyzing one of the goals from Division 2 playoff final. I think this is probably the most interesting goal, not only in this match, but also the most interesting goal that I have analyzed so far. So I will spend a little bit more time going into deep because there are so many layers of tactical stuff that are to be analyzed in this goal. So bear with me. First we'll look at the goal and then we'll analyze it. Okay, let's see what went wrong for the red team here. So I would like to start off here with the red throw-in. And the first thing that I want to mention is that from the looks of it, this is kind of an opportunity for a red counter attack. The blue team were attacking. There was a corner kick. The red team cleared the ball through that guy, and now it is here in a throw-in situation. We see that this player has the opportunity to push forward. Plenty of space up here. That player should probably be closer here. One thing that I want to note. Now this player is trying to get fast, as fast as possible, close to his goal. So one thing that I also want to note here in this situation, compliments for the number 11 play here. Guys, when your team is caught in a counter attack and you want to go as quickly as possible back to defending, like if you're here, like going in that direction is less helpful than going straight to the line, because essentially what the best teams in the world do is, like, in this situation you're so out of position that there is no way for you to help your teams, and what happens is this player could push here to prevent that push, and you rushing rushing backwards full speed, essentially you could become a goalkeeper. So if this situation here after the throw-in gets sent, if it gets a little slower, and if there is some ricochet or something, and somehow the red team continue to attack, these seconds that they wasted here, or these seconds that they wasted because of the number 2 here is trying to delay them, is enough time for you to go back and you for essentially to become a goalkeeper, just for this situation. So even though this player is a striker, in this situation it is not wrong for him to go completely backwards and protect the goal. Also, another reason for you to go directly through the center without going diagonally like this is that if we just imagine that this situation in, let's say, 10 seconds moves to the other side of the pitch, and if we imagine that the goal is here, you being in the center, you're the closest to the goal. So if this guy is to shoot from the throw in here from the top side of the pitch, if he shoots from the top area, the ball travels, you have a lot of chance to reach it and just stop it before it crosses the goal line. So this is another thing that is very helpful sometimes in these situations, or even when the ball gets behind the goalkeeper and it's essentially a free goal, like nobody's protecting the goal, the striker, if he has the predictability, if he's capable of to anticipate what is going to happen, he could rush even from the beginning of the counter attacks just straight ahead to his goal. And if that player doesn't play optimally, or if the shot is not powerful enough, or if the distance is a little bit higher, the number 11 here has the opportunity to stop the goal, which is very, very important. This is something that very few people make, so huge compliments to the guy here. I was very surprised to see that move. It is very good to be doing. Like if you're a striker and you anticipate a counter attack, like it's not a problem to rush there. Of course, the goalkeeper should be pressing because he should see that you're actually going to replace him and you're going to become a goalkeeper just until your teammates go back in position. So just starting off, I told you it's going to be in a little bit more details, but these are important stuff that I think most players and most teams need to adapt into their game style and gameplay, and pretty much into the tactics, because it's really, really helpful. Okay, another thing that I want to note here is this player is a little bit out of position, because a pass here and a pass there could make an opportunity. Of course, this player can try to intercept if that is the play, but still That player is caught a little bit off guard because of the counter attack, but he's falling backwards and essentially he has to take care of the goalkeeper, which is so far so good, not that big of a deal. But now, the most important thing that I want you to look at now when I pause is Piqué. So he's making the pass, and you all should know that as a guy who takes the throw in, as soon as you send the ball in, you have to offer yourself. You have to get into the pitch. You have to start playing, or even you could go in that direction because there is a lot of free space. You both, with the player here, you both could exchange passes, make a back pass or something, or maybe he could block that player, and if he blocks that player, you could push, take the ball, you could rotate, then that player could become a DM and Piqué could become a striker. Of course, this is just hypothesis and stuff that could happen. It's nothing like what happened in this situation. I'm just explaining what the future of this attack could look like. So number one thing to remember, you take the throw in, you enter the pitch and you start playing. In this situation, the pass, that player went a little bit more forward and this pass got intercepted. And in this situation, when you see that the pass could get intercepted, or if the pass is not strong enough to cross and gets intercepted, after sending the pass, immediately you should go down, and when you see that the pass is intercepted, you should cover that player. This is your number one priority, because goalkeeper can't be bought. Yeah, like he could play there too, but considering that guy's position, it is so risky to go there, because one pass here and you can see the goal. So that's not a goalkeeper's fault. That's definitely the DM's fault. He's the guy. He's the one that needs to take care of that. And when I unpause, I'm gonna unpause really slowly. I want you to see what this guy does after the throw-in. Okay. So the ball gets sent. Look at that guy. He stays here. He keeps staying out of position. This player is completely free. The goalkeeper is trying to maintain that distance that I've spoken about in previous videos, like making sure you're in the middle of both players so you can react. You're not out of position for that guy. You're not out of position from that guy. This guy is a little bit too much defensive, like we spoke earlier, which is good. But now, as soon as he sees that his team wins the ball, he would go straight ahead. So again, that player is staying out of position, which for a final it's not good. Like even now, he goes upwards. Like I understand what this mistake is done. I can explain to you what happens in his mind in this moment. So there is this syndrome of players that what they do, they send the ball and they start to think that they're this player. So right now he's pressing W or up arrow to go upwards in that direction, because as soon as the ball travels, he's looking at his teammate and his brain starts to think, okay, I'm Fowler here, I'm that player. And as the ball was traveling, Fowler needs to go up to press. And that's why Piqué is thinking that he's that player and he keeps pressing W and going upwards, which is just hilarious. You know, at this kind of level of Haxball, this should not be happening. So this is a huge mistake here, which causes big trouble for the red team. Look. Now the pass is ready to be sent and he's still out of position. Now we see, now is the first seconds in which Piqué starts to go down, but now this is too late. Now he's concentrated again. He regained focus. He realized he's not Fowler. He realized he's Piqué, and now he's trying to block the attack. But see, this is very hard for the red team here, because that player is not covered by this player. That player is free and that player is free. So essentially you have a 3 versus 1. The only optimistic thing about the red team in this situation, the only one in this area, is that the ball is still in the center. So that's good, because the blue team need time and need speed of the ball and traveling to push the ball to the goal. It's so far away that they can't score from here. They can't score from that area. They need to go further. And this is what is helping the red team trying to regain possession and trying to fix some error. But still, you have to remember that even if it doesn't look like it doesn't look like a 3 versus 1. It is. In this moment, this is a 3 versus 1. especially after this guy sends the ball, there is nothing that, like, even if you try to block or successfully push that player, even if you succeed, it's then 2 versus 1, but still you will see that this player gets in front of Fowler, so it's a 3 versus 1. Very, very tough situation for the red team. Okay, let's see what happens next. Okay, so the ball is sent now. Now the blue team's main focus is to transition the ball as quickly as possible forward, to win territory, to get as closer as possible to the enemy goal, and to use that advantage, to use that mistake that Piqué did here, and to score a goal. Now the ball gets sent. One thing that you have to remember is in these situations, like even if you could play a back pass with your teammate here, it is better to take the long passes. Why? Because the more the ball is traveling, the better. Because when the ball is traveling in all this distance, this player and your other player and that player are at full speed. When you're pushing the ball, when you're walking with the ball, your speed is slower than the other players and they're catching up. So the same goes with passes. Like when you pass, there is a little bit of slowing down that could happen. I'm not saying all the time happens, but could happen. So the least risky situations, you see the huge space here. You see these two players are so far between each other. You just send the ball in front, let everybody just keep running and close down the distance. Great job here from the blue team so far. Now here, I will try to zoom out a little bit as much as possible. Now, another thing that I see here, a great move here by Weston for going in that direction. And by the look of it, we can see that a pass here to that player is not possible because first, it's still far away. And second, the goalkeeper is in possession. He still hasn't committed to chasing some players. But essentially, what you could do as a red team here to approach this defense is to try and have that player, the goalkeeper here, to play personally with Weston, with that player, have that player close down, because the previous thing that I said about ball traveling, as soon as the ball gets here and and this player starts to push it, he's slowed down, which means immediately Leva here will have advantage, will be faster, will be quicker, and will close down this space. So this player has 1 second maximum to make a decision. Where is he passing? So it's good strategy when you see that this player is about to pass, because he can't just run forward and score, because first he's turning upwards and second he's slowed down and Leva will take the ball. So in this situation, the goalkeeper could approach that player, Piqué could try to stop that player, and then this could work. But this is one situation, this is one opportunity. It's not 100% bulletproof strategy. It's something that you could do better. Okay, so the ball gets sent, and now this is probably the most critical moment. Another suggestion that I have for the red team here to approach this problem. Now, while the movement of Weston to go downwards and to open the space is good, it comes with one big disadvantage. And the big disadvantage is that you're essentially positioning yourself along with your other teammate. So both of your players get down here, which means if the red team somehow intercepts the line for pass between these two players, you essentially have only that player, because this one is eliminated and this one is eliminated. So this player will be left alone. Of course, that player is behind his back, he's not a problem, so he's alone, he could go forward and he could shoot. But still, the goalkeeper is not committed, so that shouldn't be a problem. So, in my opinion, the best way to approach this situation and to prevent the goal from happening is, as soon as this ball gets sent in that direction, and as soon as you see that Mula is actually the guy who's gonna play with it, Piqué needs to go down. He needs to go with that guy down, because in Weston's movement going in that direction, Piqué can position himself defensively in such manner that he can stop that guy from receiving and that guy from receiving. And also Leva here could assist too. So by doing that, you're essentially, the whole situation, which was a huge mess, and you see 3 versus 2 in this situation already, you make it a 1 versus 1. You're eliminating two enemy players with one player. And when the ball gets to that player, if Piqué is here and it's blocking the pass downwards, this player's only option is to go straight, and if the goalkeeper repositions here, it's a 1 versus 1, not that big of a problem. Let's unpause and see how that goes. Look at Piqué. Now the ball travels. Now these two players are on one line. This player and that player. I'm gonna repeat it several times just so you guys understand it, because this is the most critical moment and the most interesting moment of the whole goal in my situation. Because the move here from West Ham was very smart. It was good that you change sides and you try to offer, because you see the ball gets sent. You have nothing to do here. And then, okay, one option could be to go up there and try to give some width, to go wide and give some width to the attack. That's an opportunity. But he decided to change sides, which is very interesting play. I like it, and could cause confusion for the enemy team. And in fact, it does cause confusion, because as you see, that player sees that this player was here, then moves there, then moves there. Western essentially, and he's confused. He's not sure. Like when the enemy defenders, in our case these two red players, are confused, they just stay stationary. They stay in the center and they're like, okay, I don't know what they're gonna do. They're making some tricks. We have to stay in the middle, over here in this cone, in the middle of the goal. We have to protect, and no matter what passes they exchange, we just stay in the middle. It's kind of a static approach, or a passive approach. It's not very reactive to the enemy move, and I understand they were scared. I understand they probably were panicking. It's a big match. It's a final. You want to play as safe as possible, but you have to find those little weaknesses in blue team's offense, and if you exploit them carefully, all these mistakes that you made previously with the throw-in, with not participating in defense, everything could just be erased and no problem. You just save your team a goal. But you keep playing passively. You don't take any risks, and you don't see the weaknesses in the opponent's play style, and you can't exploit that. So now we see the ball gets sent here. See, this is a free corridor. I'm gonna say it one more last time. If that player gets here, he is intercepting that pass. This player can't play, that player can't play. It's so simple, yet so hard in the heat of the moment when everything is happening so fast, 3 versus 1. You don't know how to defend. You have to make these hard, bold, and brave decisions that, yes, if you play it in a friendly match, they could cost you a lot. Even in official match, they could cost a lot. But this is how you become a better player. This is how you understand the game on a deeper level. This is what you guys should be doing to improve. Playing passively like that is not getting out of your comfort zone. Like, try to think, when is the perfect moment to attack? When is the perfect moment to intercept that pass? When is the perfect moment? Just waiting for them to finish their attack and hoping that they don't finish it perfectly. Because yes, this also happens. Like, there are several times where teams have 3 versus 2 or 3 versus 1 situations and they miss, and that's essentially what the red team here were hoping to happen, but unfortunately it didn't, and I'm offering a better solution to this problem. And now here, as soon as the ball gets sent, okay, Lewandowski is totally out of position. Now the ball gets sent. You see, still he could press X and kick the ball in that direction, so that's still opportunity. I understand it's risky. You could force a rocket shot here with the enemy. You're shooting kind of like close to your goal, but it's still something that you could do, because otherwise, if you don't press X here, the ball gets here. I will unpause. No need to draw that. Just unpause for 1 millisecond, and now you don't press X, and now that player could make the pass again. And boom, that's one goal. You see? So even if in these situations, even if if you have the risk of scoring an own goal, it's better to take it, because you're even like in this situation we saw that the direction of the shot was in that, so that was going to be a corner. But even if it was pointing somewhere like that into your goal, you have to take that shot, because Piqué could react or the goalkeeper could react, and you're saving. Because if you don't react, this is like not taking responsibility as a defender. You're saying like, okay, I don't want to press X or space or whatever the button you're using for kick, and I don't want to press it because I'm afraid I will score in my own goal. Okay, yes, you don't take responsibility, you give the ball, and now the enemy team is gonna score. It's better for you to kick it, which means the enemy team doesn't have control over the ball, rather than to let them play with it and hope for the best, which is essentially what Leva did here. Okay, and now again, throughout the whole attack, these two players are standing in front of each other, which is not a good approach. Like, you should have way earlier, you should have understood that, not understood, but you should have somehow communicated, even though in Haxball there is no communication in real time. You should have the synergy to understand that one player should approach that area and one should play. You have to always split, because the goal is too wide and one player is not enough, and when you're standing like that in these positions, you're not covering anything. You're absolutely not covering anything. Like, you're both covering each other. Like, in this situation, there is nothing that the goalkeeper could do, Manuel number 44, that Piqué can't do. Like, very slim advantage of staying here behind. Like, you could close that angle, he could close that angle, and easy. And still, like, this situation is very bad at the moment. Like, blue are probably scoring 8 out of 10 times here, but still, this is not a good example of defending. And now Weston here, very smart move again, decides to wait for the ball to line up and to shoot in the close angle, and I understand why he does this. He saw that these two players are kind of expecting a pass here, which I offered, and also that player is going probably to block. I'm not sure what is the idea here, but I think the best play here for number 11 is to just try to block them. Like, even if he doesn't do much, that's the position where he's not blocking or in the way of his teammates. So sometimes as a striker, when you have that position, like Weston tries to shoot, but you're in his way. As if you're his teammate, if you're number 11, you have to just find the quickest position that is not in the way of your teammates. Sometimes you're useless, but at least try to not help the enemy team, and he did a great job. He did a great job in moving and leaving that angle here free for the shot. And again, compliments to Weston for waiting for the ball to get down here and then to kick it in the angle. It was just great finishing from his side, and again, great attack from the blue team. No mistakes pretty much there. Like, the weakness I spoke earlier about, I wouldn't say that is a mistake. This is just how Haxball is. Like, you have to make passes, you have to transition the ball, you have to move the ball forward, and this happens through passes, and they did a great job. Of course, in certain situations there are weaknesses. You can't avoid weaknesses. It's just that the red team didn't see these weaknesses and didn't try to exploit them and to stop the attack. And here we see the ball gets lined up and a perfect shot, just perfect, no way. Probably one final very small tip, minor tip for the goalkeepers. Like, that guy is pressing and holding X way earlier. Now, the best goalkeepers, they don't press and hold X because that they know that this slows your player. So what they do is they just run until the perfect moment where they need to press X and to kick the ball to save it, and that's when they press it. Holding like that is not good. Don't do it. And this is the last thing about this goal. It's getting a little bit lengthy. If you waited until now and watched, thank you very much for watching. And if there are any other situations or replays that you'd like to have me analyze, just ping me on Discord or send me write down a comment or whatever you want, and I will do it for you. That's it. Have a good one.